Okay, good morning. It's a pleasure to be here at the Decatur Book Festival. Thank you for having me. I want to just say how much of a pleasure it is to open for the poets today. I'm going to start reading from my new book. And this is actually my first time reading. It came out in the summer, so this is my first time reading from Chance of Lightning. I'm going to read what used to be the title poem. It's called Cassowary. Does anyone know what a cassowary is? Okay, some of you do. Now I'm regretting not calling the book Cassowary. I was worried no one would know what cassowary meant. Cassowary. Let me back up and say, so a lot of the poems in this book are either titled lottery or something else, and they're about people who have won the lottery and weird stuff they did with the money. So that's what this poem is about. I never planned to track down every person I ever kissed. But after I win the lottery and stumble into Collier, my junior prom date, on the metro in Madrid, it becomes my thing. I even gather souvenirs. From Collier, a paper fan, Picasso's Guernica accordioned inside it, the bull, the flames, the women screaming. Collier's friend Leland, may he rest, sleepwalked upstairs during a house fire, so I drive to the field where we traded spit only once. I liked breathing his name, Leland, in the baseball diamond, my hands field chalked into snowy owls, so I funnel the marking powder into a vial of Coke on Becca's keychain. Becca also a one-off, a makeshift porch party, my boyfriend busy under some overpass, spray painting night watchman. When I find him in Cabbagetown, he apologizes for the abortions, both of them, 20 years like yesterday, asks to bum money for Newports. I unfold what I have on me into green wings. When he fumbles his lighter, I slip it into my jeans, the fifth pocket, otherwise useless. They weren't all like this. Some I loved. Jamie Webb in third grade, who died looking up. In a lightning storm, he gripped the tent pole. His mother writes coordinates along the tendons of my wrist. When I follow them to an outlet mall, I cry and buy a pretzel. I wash my ventral tendon like a ventral fin, and I do swim out to an offshore oil rig where I reunite with the heroin dealer I loved for 6 years. Mike offers a tar ball, names the shells I collected on my swim, Grace and Grace and Grace, just like his cats. Brian was allergic, but he slept on the floor of my hospital room for 10 nights and married me. He had nothing else to give beyond divorce papers and 17 crystal flutes I smashed for glitter the Halloween I ended up at the Claremont Lounge and fell in love for an hour with a stripper. Chandra worked the unlit end of a match into her nipple. Between songs, she explained, Chandra means moon in Sanskrit, as in Chandrasana, half the moon. We meet for tea. She doesn't remember me, of course, but she pretends. I slide an envelope of my windfall up the stripper's thigh, and Chandra says, don't go turning what I give you as a souvenir into a bird. Only it is a bird, a stolen cassowary from the Atlanta Zoo. I walk it 12 blocks to the subway, cradle its oceanic neck and vestigial spike in my lap, along with the lit match, the glitter, the graces, the latitudes and lightning, the owl vials and house fires, the bulls and screams, all the diamonds. It might be used to attract a mate, he says, the man next to me, as he traces the cassowary's crest. But no one knows for sure. From his small backpack, the bird's favorite, a fallen plum eaten whole. All right, this is another one just titled Lottery. A chance so close to zero, zero's a baby pool shoved against your screen door, 36,000 feet below this airplane where a preschooler chokes on a pretzel. The passengers stand and clutch their necks as the mother scrapes her finger down the girl's throat. You're living in despair, the psychiatrist said back home. Long after she forgets she once stopped breathing, the girl asks if the plane ever falls from the sky. Sometimes it does, you say. Sometimes it does. 1 in 11 million. And when she says, they'll catch us, the yellow trees, you see the start of a ginkgo tunnel. You haven't lost a baby. You go to work, sell tires, rinse your feet at dusk in your makeshift plastic pond, where soon all the suns will float, the bright petals you won't win, but find. Okay, so a lot of these poems are about love, but a lot of them are also about death. All poems are about love and death, the denial of death. Okay, so this one is about an uncle who died a couple of years before I wrote the book, but it's also about going to the eye doctor, which we've all done. It's called Lift the Moratorium on Angels. Lift the moratorium on angels in this poem, 1 sec for pearl vision and an optometrist who looks exactly like an uncle who died 2 years ago. He's saying, quick puff of air and hot air balloon in the distance. Look through this. See it? See it now? And now? But this is the good part. He asks out of the blue, out of thin air, do you still read books? You've never laid eyes on this man before. You just moved here, still like pond water, like, wait, lift the moratorium on deer, too, one brief moment. Still like the ears of the mother and her fawn behind the privacy fence. It's only been 2 years, of course you read books, still. How much time has passed in his nebula of wings? You say, yes, I read. And get this, he smiles. He smiles and nods and adjusts the lenses in the phoropter. Since your lease is 1 year and you won't return for your follow-up, you ask if he's happy, if where he is now is better. He chuckles but stays behind the machine. Tell me which one is less blurry, A or B? A or B? Here or here?
body. Powerful.
My time. All right. I'm going to read a couple more from this book, and I'm going to read a couple from Surgical Wing. This is the first poem in the book. This starts the book off. It's called In Lieu of. Our matriarch says we're not a cemetery visiting family, but she knows who is. The next of kin who sent the telephone fashioned entirely of flowers with the banner, Jesus called, Debbie answered. Tonight, no wake, no funeral procession. Instead, we crack glow bracelets on the beach, float seaweed bouquets knotted with washed-up bits of fishing line. We hold open a Winn-Dixie sack of ashes. All 7 of us dip a wet finger into the bag to the first joint, stick it into our mouth, upend the rest perfunctorily into thigh-deep surf, and swallow her to hum inside us like a dead ringer for a trapped moth or backup generator. Okay, I'm going to read. No, I can't remember what time I started.
You have
4 more minutes. Okay, thank you. 4 more minutes. Okay, I'm going to read one more from this book. I'm going to jump over to surgical ring really quickly, and then I'll end on one more. The only social part of the squid. The only social part of the squid is the indigestible triangular beak in a kaleidoscope with other beaks in the belly of a sperm whale. Squid just prefer solitude. But here we are, wearing squid headpieces, long iridescent tentacles down to our jeans, the two of us a rare squid family. My daughter hops over to uncephalopoded girls for hide and seek, and I strike up with their mother. The gorgeous new jellyfish exhibit. It's like graceful entrails in slow motion. It's sunset hair. She says she isn't their mother. Their mom, her sister-in-law, recently killed herself. So she's filled the days with museums and movies and the aquarium with its 500,000 gallons of water. One girl lies under a bench, still as a stingray, save her chest rising and falling. The movers are packing up her house. The woman hides a tissue in her fist. Her other niece sneaks behind a larger-than-life cardboard reef shark, but my squid isn't with her. The exhibits have closed, so I duck under velvet ropes and wander down ramps. Once I'm underwater, I speak to a darkness I know all too well. They're beautiful. Somewhere my only child twirls with tentacles like handlebar streamers. I know the mother is here, watching her wide-eyed girls. Their fingers and breath against foot-thick glass. Any ghost would be. Thank you. All right, I'm going to jump over to surgical wing and just read. Let's see if I have time for maybe one more poem total. Oh, no. Oh, no. It is real. Even Patricia isn't even here, and we're still, oh, my.
It's sad.
It is. Okay.
It's sad. It's too soon.
All right.
You wearing us out though, Kristin. It's good. It's working out.
All right.
We like your shirt too.
Am I sparkling? Thank you. Yeah. I
Do it. You actually know what to wear to a read.
thank you. I appreciate it. I'm the opening act. I'm trying to warm up the mic. Okay. All right. I'm going to read one more poem. I can't get to surgical wing. Come see me. Grab a copy out there. I'm going to read one more poem. I have a bunch of poems in Chance of Lightning called Portrait of Love as. One's called Portrait of Love as an airbag, a carousel. This one's called Portrait of Love as failed vocabulary quiz. May I call you Endeavor? May I call you Gingerly? I haven your sleek and luminous ovation. My ardent of the mercenary, I'll infinite the wrangle, hovering and turbulent for you. Sublime citadel, listen to this intricate as it teems. Let's muse your decipher like a serene, a voracious. Let's just connoisseur. Is this an awry between us or a crusade? Say era, say epic. I gather handfuls of the panoramas and the culminate. Say yes. I will comb your legendary, straighten your desolate. My mouth stamina's ever, ever for your succumb. Don't you hear the fluster, that sweet forfeit? You still phenomenon me. Together we phenomena. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thanks.